Welcome to Viewpoints. My name is Heather Isveron, and with me today is Ms. Sydney Hoffman, Director for the State of Alabama, Governor's Office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives. Welcome, Sydney.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
It is. We don't get the chance to interview folks like you very often, and so today I'd just like to take a couple minutes and ask you more about what you do.
Well, as Director of the Governor's Office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives, I implement the Faith-Based Initiative for Alabama. I manage numerous volunteer programs and work to increase volunteerism and service around the state. And of course, there's a close connection to that because most of our volunteers, about 50%, come through the churches. But also I manage the citizen preparedness efforts, the Citizen Corps program, Ready Alabama campaign in partnership with Homeland Security, and also volunteer and donations management during times of disaster.
Sounds like a huge portfolio.
We stay busy.
Very busy. So let's narrow that down just a little bit to more of the Homeland Security side of your position. And I know that involves all those people, but what do you see as probably the most critical challenges of coordinating community and Homeland Security? And how do you do it?
Well, we do it through our programs and initiatives. Our Citizen Corps program, funded through DHS, are our councils, our boots on the ground. They assess their risk and do a lot of training and education for individuals. The Ready Alabama campaign is something that we're really proud of. And with that campaign, we not only get our message out, but we look for the trusted messenger. And the way that we do that is through numerous programs, such as Be Ready Kids, Be Ready Camp, which is a 4-day residential camp at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center where 6th graders come and learn about preparedness and then are tasked to take that message back to their families and communities and spread the message. And they do that in some very creative ways. And then with the churches, we have Be Ready Sunday, because I always like to say if the governor tells me that I need to be prepared and have a kit and have a plan, I'm going to believe him. But some people trust their pastors. Some people trust their meteorologists. So Be Ready Sunday, we ask churches of all faiths around the state to deliver the preparedness message for us. And we have all the materials on the website and have had great response for that.
And so how do you coordinate with your state and local and your federal public safety officials?
Well, those relationships are very, very important. They're key to what we do. Mm-hmm. And so I work closely with Homeland Security, emergency management on the state and local level, and then also with our local VOADs, voluntary organizations active in disasters. And so we can demonstrate the value to the professionals at the state and local level of bringing these volunteers in, of training them and bringing them in. And I've had great success with that, with managing volunteers, and have testimony from really gruff retired military people on how helpful the volunteers are when they're managed properly.
So it sounds like you've come up with overcome a lot of obstacles for these challenges with coordinating. Can you give our audience, primarily made up of state, local, and federal DHS officials, working with their local volunteers on how you've overcome those, or maybe best practices?
Well, I think it is very important to work with the voluntary organizations. And if you're looking at affiliated volunteers, VOAD organizations, Red Cross, Southern Baptist, Salvation Army, it's important to coordinate them. And so we work with the regional and local officials to make sure that the resources that are coming into their area are the resources that they want and aren't actually a drain on them. But with the unaffiliated volunteers, the good-hearted people who, no matter how many times you say, stay home, we don't need you in the area, they're going to come. So we set up volunteer reception centers. We've actually trained this around the state, exercised it, and stood it up in several tornadoes, where the volunteers come to a volunteer reception center, they register, they receive a briefing, they are credentialed, and then they're deployed where law enforcement tells us they need to go. And so it prevents the drain on law enforcement. It also, you have the free resource, and this always gets everyone attention. In a declared disaster, you can use those volunteer hours as part of your FEMA soft match.
Oh, great. So maybe the best advice is to kind of come up with a template of getting those good-hearted folks funneled into a reception center.
Exactly, and there are a lot of templates out there and programs designed to do that. It's very simple to do.
Sounds like it, but it sounds like you've been very successful.
Well, the locals have. They actually can stand these up in about half of our counties. And for our counties that don't have that capability, then through mutual aid, we'll send teams there to manage. And then what we walk away with is a local Citizen Corps Council, a local VOAD, and that capability in the county.
Well, thanks for everything you're doing. And thank you for coming and talking to us today.
Thank you.